Today we're going to talk you through the best running shoes for bunions. Hi, I'm James from floresphysio.co.uk and from jamesmccormack.com. I'm a knee, foot and ankle specialist, and today we're going to talk you through our best 3 footwear options if you want to run with a bunion. So as you might know, a bunion affects the big toe joint. It's also known as hallux rigidus. It causes the big toe to deviate towards the second and third metatarsals, or the second and third toes. It can be painful, or it can just be a genetic defect that people have. For those that find it painful, it's important to limit the extension through the big toe, so to reduce the amount that it bends upward. And today we're going to talk through 3 different levels of supportive shoe, depending on if you have pain or if you don't have pain. So the first option that we'd recommend is the New Balance 860. It's a mild stability version of the New Balance selection. As you can see, it's got a heel drop from the back to the front of about 10 mil. It's got New Balance's Fresh Foam X cushioning, which is their softest and highest density cushioning, which makes it quite a lightweight shoe, even though it packs in quite a bit of support. The standard fit for the New Balance is quite wide. This is really important, as if you have a bunion, typically your forefoot is slightly wider than your heel, so having the extra width in the forefoot makes it more comfortable. There's a little bit of rigidity and stiffness in the forefoot, which means that when you try to push through, it limits the extension to an extent. So this is an excellent version if you've got mild bunion pain or you've got bunions without much pain. Our next selection is a much stiffer and rigid shoe. It's the Hallux Glide Ride 3. As you can see, it's got quite an aggressive rocker, so from the midsole to the forefoot you can see it's got a curve upwards, and that helps you propulse forward when you walk or run. It's got a really stiff forefoot, which means that there's very limited extension through the big toe joint. This is really helpful when you're walking and when you're running. The Hallux typically are slightly narrower than the New Balance, so you may need to look for a wider version if your forefoot is substantially wider than your heel. Otherwise, it's a really nice shoe, a really responsive shoe to run in, and something that our patients really enjoy. So next in line we have the Hoka Carbon X3. So similarly to the Hallux Glide Ride, it's got an aggressive forefoot rocker to allow you to propulse forward. One of the key differences with this shoe compared to the Hallux Glide Ride and the New Balance is that it has a carbon plate within the CM EVA midsole. So this really limits the amount of extension, and if you think about the amount of force that we put through our forefoot when we run, having a carbon plate really stiffens up that forefoot and reduces the amount of extension at your big toe, and this should limit the amount of pain that you get in the joint. Alongside that, the CM EVA foam is a responsive type of foam that's super light, so this is one of the lightest shoes on the market. It is primarily designed for running, so it's not a shoe that we'd recommend for walking day to day. I think if you wanted something to walk and run, we would look more towards the New Balance and the Hallux. Hoka are really good at offering different options and widths. This is a normal width shoe, but they also offer a wide and an extra wide version, so you can either find it on Amazon or on their website directly if you feel like you have a particularly wide forefoot. So these are the 3 types of shoes that we'd recommend for bunions. As you might know, there are different things that you can do to help with your bunion pain. Exercise are one of the best methods of relieving your pain, and in the description below we've added a link to some exercise that we'd often recommend, alongside more details on toe splints and on the condition itself. If you found our video helpful and you decide you want to buy one of these shoes, we'd appreciate if you could do so via the links in the description. It helps us earn a little bit of money to help run the channel without affecting the price of the shoe. Otherwise, if you have any questions about the shoe, please drop them in the comments. Like the channel and subscribe if you're interested in more similar content.